After watching your video, The Rise of Ginger, I thought that it was quite funny, but I did think the concept of it was quite simple. What you could have done to make it better was, even though it was a funny idea, I think maybe you could have changed the idea. Or if you was going to do that idea, maybe make it a horror comedy, because there was nothing scary about it. I think it was more funny than scary. But I don't think the idea was good, and I think that you added a twist as well, because making a funny comedy, making it a funny horror would make it more interesting and it could have more appeal. What I think you could have improved on was the acting, especially in the phone calls, because it felt like they were saying the same things to one another. And maybe the beating up the ginger kid, maybe those scenes could have been a bit more grim, maybe done fake blood or something. And maybe some editing, because it was in the park or on the way to school, which was a bit boring as well. Maybe you could have done a different scenery, maybe like coming off the bus or a train station or something, just something to be a bit more interesting. I think you could have done the lighting a bit better on the shooting of the film. Maybe, yeah, not have been so much of a dull light. Maybe you have done something a bit more interesting. I think the idea of it was quite good though, just to have like someone be bullied and then the victim to come back and kill the bully. The way he killed the bully was quite funny with the Tesco bag. But maybe you could have done something a bit more scary, like maybe a hammer or like a knife or something, because it was more funny than scary. And maybe when you saw the ginger kid after, maybe you could have like made him look a bit more scary, because all he was like, he looked like a kid with his head up and just giving someone a dirty look. But overall, I think that the narrative was quite cool. Like the storyline of it was good, but maybe you could have redone the shoots and the images. Maybe got it more interesting, done editing. Yeah, and if you were gonna do a horror comedy, then keep it as it is, but make it more mature, not so kiddish. But if he was going to do a proper horror, then I would say change the way you killed him and change the beginning of how he's bullied and maybe the scenes. But yeah, I think the music and the background was well chosen for most of it, and I think the acting was pretty good as well. So overall, I think you done a good job, but you could obviously make it better. And yeah.